Yo, Suzanne. How are you today?
What up, Greg? I didn't feel like coming to work today, but it's whatever. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff.
I can understand that. My cat died last week and I felt the same. Are you ready for some calculus?
No.
Suzanne.
Fine.
First is asymptote, the line or curve that the graph of a relation approaches more and more closely the further the graph is followed.
B is for bounds of integration, which are the same as the limits of integration.
C is for critical value. It is the x value of a critical point.
D is for definite integral. This is used to find the area between the graph of a function and the x-axis.
E stands for explicit function. That is a function in which the dependent variable can be written explicitly in terms of the independent variable.
F is for the fundamental theorem of calculus. This is the theorem that establishes the connection between derivatives, antiderivatives, and definite integrals. The fundamental theorem of calculus is typically given in two parts.
G is for GLB, or greater lower bound. It is the greatest of all lower bounds of a set of numbers.
H stands for higher derivative, which would be any derivative beyond the first derivative. That is, the second, third, fourth, or fifth derivatives.
I is for implicit function or relation. A function or relation in which the dependent variable is not isolated on one side of the equation.
J is for jump, discontinuity, a discontinuity for which the graph steps or jumps from one connected piece of the graph to another. Formally, it is a discontinuity for which the limits from the left and right both exist but are not equal to each other.
K stands for
There are no K's in calculus, you idiot.
Okay, Suzanne. Take it easy. Chill out, please.
L is for limit. It is the value that a function or expression approaches as the domain variables approach a specific value.
M is for, the maximum of a function. This can be either an absolute function or a relative function.
N is for nominal, which means something is at a 90-degree angle.
O is for function operations. These are definitions for combining functions by adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and composing them.
P stands for the power rule. The derivative of a power of x is equal to the product of the exponent times x with the exponent reduced by 1.
Q is for quotient rule. The quotient rule is a formula for the derivative of the quotient of two functions.
R is for related rates, which is a class of problems in which rates of change are related means of differentiation.
S stands for slope of a curve, a number which is used to indicate the steepness of the curve at a particular point. The slope of a curve at a point is defined to be the slope of the tangent line. Thus, the slope of a curve at a point is found using the derivative.
T is for tangent line. By definition, it is a line that touches a curve at a point without crossing over. Formally, it is a line which intersects a differentiable curve at a point where the slope of the curve equals the slope of the line.
U is for U substitution, an integration method that essentially involves using the chain rule in reverse.
Then there's V for volume. It is for the total amount of space enclosed in a solid. W is for the Washer method. This method is a technique for finding the volume of a solid of revolution.
There are no X, Y, or Z words in all of calculus. So that concludes the calculus alphabet.
Thank goodness this is over. I'm going home.
Oh, come on, Suzanne. Let's boogie. Until next time, thanks everyone.
Good riddance.